probably my super senior year when I finished at Hawaii. Kind of past history about it was battled a lot of injuries in college. Tore my ACL twice, one in both knees. Had a recurrent shoulder injury. And actually in 2014, towards the middle of the season, I kind of decided to walk away from the game because, I wasn't passionate about it. But the biggest thing that helped me coach was, my dad. My dad was like, my coach my whole life. He started getting into the high school ranks when I was playing. Towards the end of my high school ball, he was coaching at a different high school. And then, he started coaching all the way. He's actually still coaching at Pro City High School right now. And then I got back my technically super senior year when Nick Rolovich got hired at the University of Hawaii. And then I was more of like that that OG old uncle kind of guy in the room, and he told me one day I'd be a hell of a coach. So after I tried to pursue playing pro ball, did a pro day, did decent, didn't get picked up, played some arena ball, and then after that I got started getting into coaching. I was playing arena ball in Georgia. Um, Never knew too much about prep school, so I thought I'd give it a shot. My man Cedric Roach out there doing big things, still trying to get the kids going. And then after that 1 year of prep school, it kind of wasn't for me. I felt like, just things, led me back home to move back home to Hawaii, different, scenarios, of course. And then when I got back home, I jumped into the high school coaching game with my dad, and that was during COVID. Always had a passion about helping kids. That's why I was a sociology major. I like working with kids. Um, and then got into that role of high school coach where I was pass game coordinator, receivers coach. And then after the COVID years went down, I got the option. Timmy Chang gave me a phone call when he got hired at University of Hawaii, wanted me to become an intern. Did that last year, learning the grind, the struggles, more not so about the coaching, but the background of like how programs are run and stuff like that. And then, when the new staff got hired here at Southern Oregon, they let me here. Our OC at Hawaii was Ian Shoemaker, new hire OC here at Southern Oregon, Greg Stewart. And they actually coached my little brother at Southern Oregon. So we had some ties here, and I interviewed for the job and was blessed and fortunate to get it. And then just kept the ball rolling from there. I think this the biggest thing was this. I see my dad's passion of coaching, how he interacted with the kids, how he pushed them. It was kind of like watching myself get coached by my pops because he wasn't that normal daddy ball coach. You know what I mean? He was more of that coach that just made sure that everything was fair. You know, and then now I got this little guy here, Tazik. I got this little guy here. And they're very blessed and fortunate with my wife who we're having another boy. I kind of want to be that dad figure of a coach to my own son, right? And just appreciate it, man. And just football's done a lot for me, man. I mean, it's taught me how to be a good dad, great father. It's taught me how to be a great man, great husband, and just to give back in that way of keeping the morals of the game. Right, that hard knocks type of deal where it's you love them more than you critique them. When you critique them, they know you're getting love. So that's been kind of the short end version of my journey. I did some 7-on-7 stuff too with Team Icy back in Hawaii. We had a lot of fun. And then, I just had to move on. I just knew I just wanted to level up and be around great dudes like our staff here at SOU. And I was around great dudes at the University of Hawaii. And, I just want to keep this journey going as long as I can. Yes, born and raised from Hawaii, Ever Beach, Hawaii. It was a surreal moment, just getting back, even though it was a volunteer intern thing, it was an opportunity to get my feet wet first, first and foremost, the mission was the mission, but just to reminisce old times, you know, our seasons at Hawaii weren't the greatest until my last year there, but just being in the locker room and seeing how the kids, trying to bring back how Timmy Chang's trying to bring back that culture over there, it was really good for me to see and be a part of, and they're doing great things right now, but it was also awesome to be, someone that played in their shoes, played in that jersey that they wore and how to make sure that, the tradition keeps going, right? All about aloha and giving back to the Aina. Oh man, it was a long 2 weeks after the interview process for sure. Um, I went back to work at the high school just to make some extra money during the time, and interviewed with a couple other schools, But I really wanted this job, no doubt. There's just a connection here that I believe in what we're trying to do, and that's the we, right? And then when I got that phone call, I was at work just getting off, and then our OC and our head coach called, and they're like, "All right, is Coach Samson ready to be a Red Raider?" And I just completely lost it. I was excited. I was like, "Yep, send me that paperwork. Let me know I need to be out there." Well, I think my wife was more excited for me, like 10 times more because she knows I wanted it. And just the guys that Coach Brown has hired here, like Tyler Curry, who was a quarterback at Western Oregon. He's our pass game coordinator now, man. He's a great dude to work with. You know, Greg Stewart's an awesome dude to work with as an OC. Not too much I can work for a Filipino OC. You know what I mean? Um, Hiring, David Douglas, who's taught me a lot, and how to run a meeting room. It's my first time technically having my own room. He's helping our tight ends and he helps with our receivers too. Coach Perry on the offensive side, he's going to be helping with the receivers too. Bringing in a young guy like Coach Mo, to take over the running backs. He's trying to be like I was in his shoes last year, right? Now I'm hiring Tyler Stin, as a defensive coordinator and bringing in another young player like Jake Regino and John May, who played here last year. And then Coach Winfield, who's an awesome dude, man. He's out here working and grinding, being our special teams coordinator and DFO. Um, to having Coach Wheeler, who, he's a great DB coach. He comes from a good background of coaching JUCO ball, and just having a really diverse staff who's all about the kids and playing and like, having fun. This was the icing on the cake, right? And just making sure that, at the end of the day, we know the mission and, hiring Burke Brown, who's been here before, who knows the philosophy, who knows the winning formula to win national championships here because he's done it before here as a DC, was like the selling point for me. And being a part of this staff is like feeling like back home. You know, we're very in tune with who we are. We never hide who we are. We're gonna make sure we're pushing these kids in the right direction and teaching them a winning culture. So yes, they get in that phone call to come here and move up here and be in a different atmosphere and starting fresh and starting new and having to learn more about the history of Ashland, Oregon. And the town was beautiful, it was great. So I'm very excited and very blessed and fortunate to be here in this role of wide receiver coach and equipment coordinator and whatever comes with the job titles. We're ready to get it done. I just think just getting to know the guys better on a different level, right? You know, um, I've been a part of those seasons when I played when we were 1-11 and 3-9, and it's just about the connection with your coaches. And I had really great receiver coaches when I played at University of Hawaii, and it's just about having trust, right? And it's more so like how can I connect with them on a level where it's I'm coach by day and I am coach on the field. You know what I mean? Like guys have to feel open to come and talk to me. Um, we're setting the standard. You know what I mean? It's about the finish, right? We don't 3-7 is 3-7 for these guys. And when we got here, they wanted the accountability. They wanted everything that came with becoming a winning team. And I think the culture that Coach Brown's bringing to this team is a formula that works, right? And it's about we have to be on our P's and Q's and our X's and O's too. So we need to make sure at the end of the day, like we have all the information and everything to make our guys better. My receiving core is we call ourselves the core, right? We're the core, and that's who we are, right? And it's something that we have to abide by and live by. That we're not here for selfish reasons. We're gonna do it as a unit. We're gonna do it as a group, and we're gonna move forward, making sure that we're on everything and anything that comes at us. And I think my receiving core now, I love these guys, man. Like they have become more than just anything a receivers coach can ask for. Like they've accepted me. They've accepted a lot of changes that are coming along the way. And these guys want to put in the work. Like they're asking for the work. And, sometimes I got to give them a break. Right? I gotta let them enjoy being a college athlete at times. But they're in here putting in the work. The new guys coming in, we have to mold them into the culture we're trying to build as a team. right? The standard that we're setting as a coaching staff for this team in general. And I think, we should be on to good heights. Now we're just taking it day by day. There's no promises on how much points we can put up and what we're going to do. But we're just trying to make sure that we take every opportunity and run with it, right? From the blocking to the concepts that we're trying to run, just taking full advantage of this playbook that our pass game coordinator and our OC is, put together for us with the help of the other coaches to make sure that we're using our players the right way. And for summer and spring, they've been getting a lot of reps. You know what I mean? They've been going on their own. They've been throwing. They've been doing everything that they wanted to do with our quarterbacks, like on their own, which shows some good initiative, right, on them that they really want it. And now that they really want it, now we really have to give it to them and make sure, like, hey, when it comes to fall camp, it's time to roll. And they understand. They see the writing on the wall. It's just time to compete and earn your job. Try to make the bus, right? So, you know, I'm very happy with my receiving group and what we recruited, not just for me personally, for the receivers I've got, but also the receivers that our OC and other staff has done too, right? We've done a really, really good job of recruiting. So it should be really good. Absolutely. Like when I was getting recruited, I had to, I already had to do my homework. It's just not because I wanted to go like Pac-12 or Mountain West or at the time was the WAC. It was just like what program fit me and what program do I have the best chance in, right? And to do research on like type of offense we're running or type of offense the different schools running, like you really got to think like and be honest with yourself. Like, do I have a chance to go in there and play right away? Or can I make an impact, or am I just gonna just ride the pine, like they say, right? And it's also to doing research on the school, like. Don't just go to a school because, you like the uniform and it's about getting a degree. It's about getting a college degree and making sure that, you get a piece of paper because, I always talk about that 1%. Like, no matter how my college career went, I was that 1% that got a degree through athletics. And I got to play. I mean, I think I made like 20, 22 starts, I think, out of my whole career, which is not what I expected, but, I was given an opportunity to play and to be a part of a culture that made me who I am and to build a family relationship and move forward. So I think when it comes to recruiting, it's just not about blowing up all the coaches that you can. It's about really doing your research and being consistent with your research, right? And making sure that you know the requirements to get in the school. You know the requirements to be on the team. Like, this is good for me because, I'm not just getting away from my parents, but I want my parents to be there through the whole process, right? And asking for help. So recruiting wise, man, it's been an uphill battle for a lot of kids because of the portal, but it's still awesome to do that thing. It doesn't matter if you go NAIA, you go JUCO, you got to find a home that's for you that can give you the best opportunity. So. No, absolutely, man. I appreciate you, brother, and everything you're doing, man. So, keep in touch. I'll be following, of course, and then we're ready to rock and roll.